All right, we had a couple more people sign up. I know people are having a hard time with the link keeps getting sent to people's junk mail. And then, of course, we had Hawaii. Yeah, the time change got us all a little messed up, but hopefully everything's on track and people will trickle in. But just so that you guys know and so that the people on Instagram know, this class today is going to focus on supporting your cleanse, because the springtime for lots of people and for Ayurveda in general, it's the best time to cleanse because we're kind of melting the accumulation of cold, sticky, heavy qualities from the winter time, and now things are starting to melt. And so we want to support the body's process and also do our own cleansing. And so I'm going to offer a couple of yoga classes this week, and the next probably 2 or 3 classes are going to focus on just supporting your cleanse process through a very gentle yoga practice. So that's what we'll be doing today and for the next couple of weeks, just so that we're supporting everybody who's going through all these different kinds of cleanses. There's so many out there that people can choose from. Please choose the one that's right for you and not the one that's most popular. All right, let's get started, you guys, because I don't want to disrespect time. Kala. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat and try to sit in a way that your hips are always a little bit higher than your knees. And if you've got nice open hips, you can sit on the floor and your hip bone sits, right above your knee, so that's fine. But if you find yourself in a position more like this, it's helpful to just prop your sit bones up a little bit. Good. From here, go ahead and lift your heart up towards your chin, and then let your chin come back towards the heart a little bit. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. And as the shoulders go down, let the eyes close. Let your hands rest palms up in your lap. We want to consider every action and every intention in our yoga class, especially with the cleanse in mind, so that we're putting forth an intention to surrender and release. So if we have our hands kind of gripping the thighs, that might be what our internal organs are doing to those toxins. They're just going to grip them and hold on to them. So let's do our best to have an attitude of surrendering and releasing that which does not serve us, and helping to see clearly that which does support us. Go ahead and take 3 breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling out an open mouth. Let your jaw relax. Let the tongue relax. This helps to open all these lower channels in the body and all of the excretory channels so that the body can efficiently release waste. Go ahead and close your mouth now and just continue with a regular, soft breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And maybe making your exhalation a little bit longer than your inhalation. Go ahead and now take your right hand to your heart and your left hand over your belly button. And we'll chant our opening Ganesh Sloka. Please join me if you know the words, and if not, just let the vibration really move through you and kind of trickle down through all levels of your being, from the most subtle to the most physical or most material. Inviting a nice deep breath in for Om. Gananam tva ganapati Tamastravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anaha Shrimvannu Tibihi Siddhasadanam Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Siddhi Buddhi Shakti Sahita Shriman Mahaganadipataye Namo Namaha Nirvignam Kuru. So before you open your eyes, take a moment to set your own personal intention. And yoga is a healing session. And so consider even inviting in your highest self, your healing team, your ancestors, anybody that you feel is supportive to you, whether they're in the physical or non-physical state. Just call their attention. And I even like to call the attention of all of my cellular consciousness so that everybody's ready to receive, digest, and absorb the practices that we're going to move through. And then just blink the eyes a few times and very slowly come back into this space. And sitting with a tall spine and not moving your head right or left, I want you just to sweep around your space with your eyes, just letting them move to the fullest extent of their own motion without, using the support of these wonderful neck muscles. Just let the eyes kind of take everything in, up, down, side to side, and all around. Beautiful. And take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, gather your hands in front of your heart. Really press the palms together all the way to the bottom of the breath. And then inhale, and as you do, interlace your fingers and then send the palms out and up. Good, and just find a little side to side. We're just going to slowly move into our warm-up. It's the warm-up to the warm-up. That should tell you how vigorous this class is going to be today. Good. All right, then from here, let your fingers fall apart from each other and just open the arms really, really wide, as if you could touch your fingers back behind you, all the way to the ground. Beautiful. Good, and then inhale the right arm up and gently lean over to your left. Good, kind of bending into that left elbow and pressing down through that right sit bone, so you're stretching from that right hip to the top of your right middle finger. Good, inhale up. And then exhale this hand down and inhale the left arm up. As you exhale, start to bend slowly over to the right. I like to let my elbow kind of catch into my side so that I don't collapse into my right waist. So I really kind of have this up and over, like I'm folding over a big medicine ball. Good. And then inhale up and exhale down. Good, now take both arms up and exhale them right back in front of your heart. Inhale, interlace, sweep them out and up. Little side bend left, side bend right. Good, back to the top. And again, exhale and slowly let the hands separate from each other, stretching across the front of the chest. Almost like you could squeeze your shoulder blades together and hold a coin between them. So really, really stretching across the chest. Very nice. And then let's just inhale the arms up and do a few big circles. Up, and then exhale, pull the arms back. Again, inhale the arms up. Exhale back. Good. And now inhale the arms straight out in front of you. And then pull the fingers up. And then draw the wrist down, almost like you could touch your wrist underneath. Not going to happen. Draw them back and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Good. And then fingers pointing straight towards me or straight in front of you, and just side to side. How often do we make this motion intentionally with our wrists? Never. Good. And then just stretch your fingers out, stretch that webbing between all those phalanges, and squeeze. Stretch, squeeze, stretch, squeeze. Good. And then with your wrists fisted, just go ahead and make a few circles with the wrist joint. And then go the opposite direction. We try to do our joint rotations at least 5 times, 1 for each element, or 7 times, 1 for each of the tissue systems, the dhatus. All right, so back and forth now, just tapping the shoulders. And as part of our focus on cleanse, or a supportive practice for the cleanse, I want you to engage your brain a little bit and touch your left shoulder with your right fingertips, and then your right shoulder with your left fingertips. And just do that 2 more times on each side. Good, and then let your hands come down, maybe shake them out a little bit, and bring the chin to the chest. Good, from here we're gonna inhale and roll the right ear over towards the right shoulder. And then exhale, let the head gently roll back. Don't let your head drop back, keep control of it, all the way over. Good, and then exhale as the head sweeps across the front. Inhale as the head rolls back. Exhale across the front. Inhale as the head goes back. Let's do that 2 more times. And just notice if one side is tighter than the other. Try to make all of your movements with some awareness so that you don't hurt yourself. Good, 1 more time. Bringing the chin to the center of the chest, and then reverse. Inhale as the head sweeps back, and exhale as the chin comes across the front of the chest. Very slowly, making sure you're breathing. You can get dizzy here, especially if you're whipping your head around. You're not whipping your head around. Good, go 1 more time. Relax your shoulders, they start to creep up. Good, chin all the way to the chest, and then straight up. Good. All right. From here, go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. Just shake them out. Good, and then stretch out your toes and squeeze the toes. Stretch and squeeze. So I know that moving through the joints can be somewhat of a tedious task, especially when we're ready to move. But so much lactic acid and so much ama can build in those joint spaces. So it's a good idea for us to get it moving first. Good, and then rotate the ankles. And go the opposite direction. Good, and then just draw one knee in and then the other. I'm going to do 5 times each side. Good, and then come back to a comfortable seated posture. Today we're going to start off with our pranayama. This is how Dr. Ladd teaches Ayur Yoga, or the incorporation of Ayurveda and yoga together for a more therapeutic effect. So we want to support the body's intelligence, and in doing so we can support the right and left hemispheres of the brain. We can support the dominant breath pattern. There's so much that we can do through alternate nostril breathing. It helps to balance hormones. Balance is the key word with alternate nostril breath. And I want you to take that idea of balance with you into the practice so that your inhale and your exhale are also balanced. And you're not having one shorter than the other. Okay, so hands are relaxed. We can make Vishnu mudra with the right hand. Vishnu is the god of sustaining, sustenance. So it's a great mudra to use. But since living in Hawaii all of a year now, I've really become a fan of using the shaka for this particular practice because I think this is also a very powerful mudra. And so whichever feels more comfortable for you, the Vishnu mudra or the shaka mudra, it's up to you. All right, so take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. And then close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left. Close and hold for 1 second. Release the thumb and exhale out the right. Good. Inhale right. Close and pause. Exhale left. Now let's see if we can get into a rhythm with each other. Let's inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Pause. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for a count of 2. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue at your own rhythm, your own pace. The next time you exhale through the left side, finish that breath and then return the breath to normal. We're going to do 2 sets. I'm just going to take a pause in between. Just take a moment to notice any differences already occurring in the body. So for the next and second, or the next set, or second set, I want you to incorporate a little bit more intention with this one. So as we inhale, we're going to draw in health, light, joy, well-being, any words of health and prosperity or joy. And then you exhale out anything that doesn't serve you. So toxins, anxiety, fear, high cholesterol, whatever it is that you need to surrender and let go of, that goes out with the exhale. All right? So sitting up tall, raising the right hand, making Vishnu mudra. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Close the right nostril with your thumb and inhale prosperity, abundance, health, light, joy. Close. Exhale negativity, self-doubt, worry, toxins. Good. Inhale what serves you. Exhale and release what doesn't. Continue at your own pace with your own mantra, your own intentions. Good. The next time you exhale on the left, finish that breath, and then return to normal. Good. And from here, with your eyes closed, I want you to make your way into child's pose. Good. And for this child's pose this morning, there are so many ways that we can do child's pose, but because we're supporting the cleansing process, which means we want to support the digestive process, it's better to have your knees more together for this child's pose versus apart, which we did last week to let a lot of heat out. This time we want to compress the digestive system. So knees together, and just walk your torso down and rest it on your thighs, and then let your forehead find the way to the floor. And have slightly bent elbows. And again, here, turn the palms up, finding that attitude of surrender and release. So I'm just going to talk here while you guys are settling into your child's pose. That part of our main focus here being to support the digestive system, but also to support the body's energy system, because so much energy is required to cleanse. I see people get into very precarious situations a lot with cleansing because you do have, in parts of it, very increased energy levels. But the body needs that energy to efficiently clean out the body. It takes a lot of, what do I want to say, like units of energy, whatever that is called. It needs that in order to be able to cleanse efficiently. So that's why we don't want to work too hard, but we do want to work hard enough that we move our lymphatic system and that we break a sweat, because the sweat is one of the ways the body eliminates waste. And by sweating, we also support the body's process of cleansing. Okay, so from here, go ahead and turn your head side to side a few times, massaging the forehead. And then turn the palms down and reach your arms way out in front of you, and then lift them up onto tented fingers so that your elbows and your armpits are lifted. And from here, press down into your fingertips and reach back through your tailbone and find some length in the spine. And just take 2 more breaths, noticing the sensation of your belly falling into your lap. Good, and then palms down. Inhale, draw yourself up onto your hands and knees. And let's just move through a little baby cat-cow. So inhale, start to stretch the front side of the body, the east side of the body. Don't sink into your elbows. Lift the tailbone. And then exhale, round the back, stretching all of those nerves and tendons along the spine, drawing the chin to the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Good. We're going to incorporate down dog and child's pose now. So inhale, lifting the chin and the heart. Exhale, round the back, take the hips to the heels, come into child's pose. Inhale, draw yourself right back up, come into this cow pose, tucking the toes under, and then exhale back to a really gentle down dog, keeping the knees bent. Good. Inhale, set the knees back down, lift the chin. Exhale, round the back to child's pose. Inhale. Lower the belly, lift the chin, turn the toes under. Exhale, press back to downward dog. Inhale the knees back to the floor, lift the chin, lower the belly. Exhale, release the top of the feet, round the back, hips to the heels, child's pose. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, come up, lower the belly, lift the chin, turn the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lower the knees back, lift the chin, stretch the belly. Exhale, round the back, back into child's pose, and rest here for 2 breaths. And inhale up to your hands and knees. Draw the toes under. Shift the hips back. Lift the knees off the floor first, and then send your hips up to the sky. And go ahead and pedal out your feet now. Be gentle if this is some of the first movement you've done. For you guys in the East Coast, I know you've been awake all day, but for those of us out here, this could be some of the first activity we're really doing. All right, lift up onto those beautiful toes. Press into your hands and make the head move through the arms back towards the thighs, and then let the heels melt. Good. All right, from here I want you to look up at the space between your hands and very mindfully walk the feet all the way to the top. Lift up onto your fingertips so you don't strain your back, and come to a forward fold where you're really just laying your torso on your thighs. So there's almost like you're in a chair position. Good. From here, take a hold of opposite elbows and just drape the body over the torso over the legs. And just shake yourself out. Shake your head no and yes a few times. Good. And then release your arms down. And we're just going to walk up the front of the legs. So gently pressing into the legs to walk yourself up, being mindful of your low back. Good. And then let's stretch the arms up at the top. Just reach for the sky. Little side bend left and right. Good. And then sweep those arms way back to open across the chest. Good. And step up to the top of your mat for our Surya Namaskar. So this is our best opportunity for a little bit of sweat and for getting the heart rate going. So I'll leave it to each of us to, no, not leaving anything to you. You follow me. All right, stepping the feet together. Take a deep breath in and exhale your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale, let the arms float up. Good, and from here, keep your biceps right in line with your ears. Shift your pubic bone forward just a little bit, soften the knees, and reach back behind you. But keep your arms in line with your ears, right? Good, little back bend. Shift so that you're reaching up towards the sky, and then hinge over the hips and fold forward. Long breath all the way down. Hands land on either side of the feet. They're either on tented fingers or palms flat to the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Don't look forward, lift behind the ears. And then exhale, fold. Now inhale, step your right foot back and let the knee come down. Keep your fingers down, but lift your heart. Sink your hips down. Good. Exhale, plant your hands, lift that back knee, and shift back to downward dog. Good. At the bottom of the breath, we're going to shift forward into a high push-up position and then lower the knees, chest, and chin. Keep your elbows tight into the body, coming into Ashtanga Pranipatasana. Good. Let the pubic bone anchor and lift the head, neck, and chest. Hands are on the floor, and we're only using the strength of our back right now. Good. From here, press up to your hands and knees, and then back to downward dog. Inhale, send your right foot up and back behind you. Don't open your hips. Only lift that leg as high as you can with keeping the hips squared. And then draw the knee to the nose and step it down. Left knee comes to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your heart. Let your hips sink down. Hands stay connected to the floor. Good. As you exhale, press into the back toe, lift that knee. Squeeze the hips together as you step the feet to the top of the mat. Good. Take a little half lift. Inhale. Exhale, release. Good. Inhale, take the arms out to the sides and up as you come all the way up. Reach up, look up. Exhale to your heart. Good. Let's see if we can keep this more with the breath. So inhale the arms up. Gentle back bend at the top. Exhale, hinging forward. Nice long back all the way down. Hands touch the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left foot back. Knee comes down, lift your heart up. Deep breath in here as the hips soften down. Exhale, plant your hands, squeeze your belly, and step back to downward dog. Again, inhale to shift forward. High push-up position. Lower the knees, and then bring the chest and chin down to the floor. Good. Walk the feet back to anchor your pubic bone and lift the heart. Good. Exhale, press up to the hands and knees. Back to downward dog. Inhale, take that left leg up, keeping the hips squared. Exhale as you draw the knee to the nose and step the left foot through. Right knee comes down. Good. Inhale, lift your heart. You should feel a nice stretch in the top of the right thigh. Good. Exhale, lift that back knee and step to the front. Good. Inhale, lift your heart halfway up. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Reach up, look up. Exhale to your heart. Good job, you guys. Keep going. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Big breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the fronts of the shin. Inhale, lift your heart up halfway. Exhale, fold. Next, inhale, send your right foot way back. Bring the knee down, but this time sweep the arms up and reach up through your middle finger, your fire finger, and take the arms wide so we activate that Vyana Vayu, which controls our circulation. Good, big wide arms. Exhale the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Okay, getting a little harder each time, shifting forward. This time I want you to shift so that your shoulders come beyond your fingertips. Come onto the tops of your feet and then lower the thighs down. Start to bend into your elbows and resist gravity as you come all the way down into low Bhujangasana. Good, elbows are drawing back. My hands are by my low ribs. And then from here, we're gonna press up to the hands and knees and back to downward dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. The knee comes back to the floor and the arms again sweep up overhead. Good, from here, exhale, draw the hands right into your heart. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, turn to look over your right leg. And if your elbow can go to the outside, that's great. Otherwise, I just want you to set your right arm down on that thigh and just look back over the right shoulder. So we can be here. You can't see me at all. Let me turn around. All right, so we're either like this, very good, or like this. Be gentle, be gentle. Beautiful. Okay, from here, go ahead and plant your hands on either side of that right foot and just step back to downward dog. Good, again, shift forward. Come onto the tops of the feet and then lower the thighs down. Start to bend into the elbows and curl all the way down. Good. Inhale. Exhale, press up to your hands and knees and back to downward dog. Good. From here, just lift up onto the tips of the toes. Good. And then lift your hips really high and let the heels melt back down. And lift your left leg up. Exhale, draw the knee to the nose, step it through. Let the right knee come down. Sweep the arms up overhead, wide arms. Good. Exhale the hands back to the floor. Lift that back knee and step back to downward dog. Good. We're a little off, but we're going to shift forward and do this one more time, getting really strong in the arms. Shift all the way onto the tops of the feet. Lower the thighs down, bend into the elbows, and slowly come down into baby Bhujangasana. And then exhale, press up and back to downward dog. One more time, lift that left leg up. Gently step it through and lower the right knee to the floor. Inhale the arms up and exhale, draw them into your heart. So here you can turn to get this nice deep twist over your left thigh. Or you can rest your left hand on the top of your left thigh and just gently look over that left shoulder. Take 2 breaths here. Beautiful. Go ahead and plant your hands. Lift that back knee up, squeeze your belly muscles, and step to the top. Empty the breath. Good. Hands to the fronts of the shin. Inhale, lift your torso up halfway. Exhale, fold. Good, and then inhale, sweep the arms out and up as you come all the way up to standing. And then exhale to your heart. Good, again, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, hinging forward at the waist. Hips. Good, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, plant the hands and walk back to downward facing dog. Good, from here, lift up slightly onto your toes and shift your heels over to the left side and stretch through the right side of the body. So you want to press down through your right palm. Don't let the right armpit lift. Keep your shoulders parallel to the floor and feel that nice stretch along the right side of the body. Good, flip them over to the opposite side. This time your left arm needs to anchor. You want to keep that left armpit moving towards the floor so your shoulders stay squared and stretch along the left side of the body. Good, back into downward dog. Lower the knees to the floor and shift back to child's pose. This time bring your arms along your sides and really surrender to this shape. I'd like you to take 5 long breaths here and really focus on the connection and compression between the thighs and your stomach. You are massaging the colon, the small intestines, the liver, gallbladder, the stomach, the spleen, and the pancreas are all getting a nice massage. This is a great opportunity for the mind to wander off, so catch it. Stay connected with your breath. Don't forget we're doing yoga. I know there's so much fun things to do after, but be here now. Good, from here, go ahead and walk your arms out in front of you. We're going to kind of shift up onto the elbows and then walk the knees back so that we can come down onto our belly and into Sphinx pose. So elbows are pressing down. Good, the heart is lifting and we're reaching up through the crown of the head. Good, this is putting some nice pressure right on your pubic bone. This is a marma point that is very good for activating the downward flow of energy in the body. So helping the body to eliminate waste through our stool and our urine, and even through menstrual fluid. Good. From here, go ahead and walk yourself all the way down. Rest your cheek on one side and let your arms rest at your sides. Turn your head to the opposite side and take 2 more breaths. All right, from here, bring your forehead to the floor, and we're going to come into Dhanurasana, which is bow pose. So I want you to bend the knees and reach back and take a hold of the tops of the feet, the ankles, or the pant leg, whatever's most accessible for you. Rest your forehead down, and then press into your tops of your knees and lift your butt away from the floor. Good. This is a good reminder for the hips to know which direction they need to be moving in. Good. Release and anchor your pubic bone to the floor now. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to press the feet back into the hands as you draw yourself up into bow pose, Dhanurasana. For this posture, I want you guys to keep reaching your toes up and back behind you. Try not to let your knees splay out. And then find a gentle rocking action on the belly. This is so good for improving digestion. And it's also very good for eliminating excess meta, which is lipid tissue, from around the omentum, which is this area around the stomach. Now just be still, reach up through your toes, draw the shoulders together. Good, and then release, slowly letting the legs come to the floor. Releasing the legs back, and then bring your arms in front of you so that you stack your forearms on top of each other and rest your forehead in Makrasan. Take 3 deep breaths. Good, so we've created a bit of heat in the belly, so now we're going to press up to our hands and knees. Bring the big toes together, take the knees wide, and then come back into child's pose, this time with this wide-legged version so that we can release some of the heat we just created in Dhanurasana. So notice that sensation as you breathe deep into the belly, how much more space there is to move through, and that your body is releasing a little heat from the abdominal area. Good. From here, walk yourself up so that you're on your shins. Bring the knees together. And then just sit to the sides of your heels. Good. And take your hands behind your back. Good. So I'm seated just to the left of my heels. Good. And from here, what's happening with my hands in the back is they're going to do this. Can you guys see that? They're not interlaced like this. They're kind of flipped so that they can hook. All right, so from here, I'm going to draw my right elbow down and turn to look up at my left elbow. So I get a nice stretch from the elbow all the way down this left side of the body. Good, and keep drawing the shoulders back so you can squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good, and then inhale, come up. Good, you can put your hands down. We're just going to shift gently over to the other side. And again, bring the hands behind the back, but switch the grip. Good. Pull the shoulder blades back and then draw the left elbow down as the head turns to look up towards the right elbow. I think this feels so good. Stretching now from the tip of the right elbow all the way down the right side, all the way to the back of my right hip. Don't forget to breathe here. Let's take 2 more nice full breaths. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back. Good. And then shift and turn the head to come back up. Good. Come on to your hands and knees and just sit in a way that you can sweep your legs out in front of you. Good. So now we're going to move into Paschimo Tanasana, a seated forward fold. And if you're cleansing, no matter what, you should always protect your back. So if in the beginning, remember we talked about the knees being higher than the hips if you kind of sit like this. So if this is a normal cross-legged position for you, then you're going to want to put some support under your tushy for Paschimo Tanasana. Okay? The other thing to consider is that you want to rotate the whole femur so that you get more space. So take a grip from the outside and from the inside and just kind of twist that bone open and set that leg down. Flip the other one open as well. So you can really feel that you're on your sits bones. And this should help us from rolling back onto the sacrum. Keeps us up nice and high. Something else to consider. If you're tight in the back, you can always put a support under your knees or just start with your knees a little bit more bent. The number one, what we're trying to do in Paschimottanasana is to connect our abdomen with our thighs. And if you can't do it here, then you have to do this. And this is the correct posture because that's the action that we're trying to get in this pose. It's not to look like Gumby or some chick on the cover of Yoga Today or whatever the yoga magazine is, right? It's to feel into your own body and to do the posture correctly without losing your breath. So you decide today how bent your knees need to be, okay? Start by inhaling the arms up overhead. And then drop the shoulders back into the socket. Lift your heart, sit up on your sits bones, take a deep breath in. And then exhale like we did in our standing forward fold and fold nice and slowly over your legs. You want to always be reaching forward as you fold down. Good. Let the hands rest wherever they land. Don't grip, grab, or pull yourself into this posture today. Really just be with what is. And if you feel any serious rounding happening in your back, then just back up a little bit so that you can keep a nice long spine. Do keep engaging your feet, drawing the toes back towards your body so that you activate all the muscles in the top of your leg. And then press down through the center of your hamstrings so that maybe even your heels lift just slightly. Take 2 more breaths here. Paschimo Tanasana is one of the postures that is touted for activating the Kundalini energy at the base of your spine. And oftentimes students will report that when they sit back up in this posture, they can feel that subtle energy move up and down the spine. So take a few breaths with your focus on the base of your tailbone, on that magnificent, powerful energy that we all have, just waiting to be activated. Good. To come up, really activate the legs, press down through the center of your hamstring, draw the shoulders up and back, and then reach the arms out and sit up. Good. Exhale your hands to your sides. And just scoot your bum forward and come all the way onto your back. Good. Start with your knees bent and wider than your hips, almost out to the edge of your mat. Let your knees collapse in towards each other. Rest your hands in your belly, anywhere that feels comfortable, and take 2 resting breaths. And bring the feet back up so that they're parallel to each other and in line with your sits bones or with your hips. And we're going to move into a bridge pose, a Setu Bandhasana. But part of what can happen when we're cleansing is that our body gets most of its energy from the thighs. This is one of the biggest muscles, right? These thigh and hamstring muscles. And in the middle of your thigh and in the middle of your hamstring, you have a marma point called Shakti Urvi. This is the root of all your Shakti. And so when we're cleansing, the body definitely pulls energies from these big muscles, and they can get weak. So like running and doing squats and all that's pretty much out of the question. But even things like Setu Bandhasana and chair pose, Utkatasana, these can become difficult and make us a little shaky. So I just want you to be mindful as we come into this posture. So we want to start by tucking the shoulders underneath. So just kind of walking them underneath you. And always be mindful when you do that, that you don't shrug your shoulders down, that they actually come up closer to the ears. That will protect your cervical spine more. Good. And then bend your elbows so you've got these robot arms. Good. Energy pointing up toward, I don't know how does a robot sound? Richie, I want you to do this pose. Michael, are you with me? Okay. I'm just kidding. Okay, it's Funny Friday, right? Okay, press back into your elbows. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, press into your feet and lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And you want to keep pressing into your feet so that you roll onto the tops of your shoulders and let your chin fall away from your neck, from your chest. You don't want to keep it squeezed there. Good, so keep pressing into the feet. And then if your arms feel comfortable, they can extend back down and interlace underneath you. Good. Keep pressing the arms down as the hips move up towards the ceiling. Let the chin fall away from the chest and take 3 deep breaths here. And just notice the strength or lack of strength in your thighs. Don't let the knees fall apart. Keep the thighs parallel to each other. Take 1 more breath. Good, and then unlace your fingers, untuck the shoulders, and then roll your spine down from top to tail. Really do your best to just feel 1 or 2 vertebrae touch down at a time. Really drawing the belly in. Good, and then once that low back touches, let the tailbone kind of unwind. Good, and extend your legs out. And just shake them out. Good. From here, draw your right knee into your chest. Wrap your hands around the front of that shin. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, gently pull the knee towards the chest. As you inhale, let the full belly reach up and try to touch the thigh. And then exhale, draw the knee to the chest. Good, 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. I like to think of this like I'm pumping out the sludge from my digestive system. So I kind of let this knee move up and down a little. Okay, let's switch to the other side. Extending your left leg or right leg and drawing the left knee in. Deep breath in, let the belly reach up and try to find the thigh. And then exhale, gently pull the knee to the chest. Good, 3 breaths here. This is helping to clean out the descending colon, so the last kind of part of our colon. Good, and then draw the right knee in. Wrap your hands around the front of the shins and gently pull both knees into the chest. And take 3 breaths. Good, and then just rock side to side and massage the muscles in the hips, kind of in that low back area. Good. Set the feet down. Good. Let's do one more thing before we twist out here. So I want you to take your right ankle and put it on top of your left knee, and then draw the left knee back in. And try to do this morning without the support of your arms. We can all reach through and pull that knee towards us. But flex both feet and draw the left knee in on the strength of your own hip muscles here. Just pull that left knee in. We're not going to overdo anything this way. Keeping both feet flexed. Good. Go ahead and switch. Placing the left ankle on top of the right knee and pull the right knee towards you. Not pulling, sorry, just using the strength of your leg. My arms are just out to the side. Both feet are active, so I'm protecting the knees. One more nice long breath here. Good. And then go ahead and set the feet down. Good. We're going to lift the hips just slightly and scoot them over to the right. And then bring the knees back up. Take a deep breath in. Arms are out to a T. Exhale the knees over to the left. And actually, let's come all the way over. So bring your right arm so that it's stacked over the left. Shoulders and elbows are all stacked. Good. So we've got all these nice right angles in the body. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Next breath, inhale, take the right arm up so that it goes right up to the ceiling. And then exhale, open it back. So now opening into the twist from the top instead of the bottom. Good. And letting the head roll all the way out to look over your right shoulder. Take 3 nice long breaths here. We're really getting some good compression into the spine, into all of the nerves along the spine, affecting and releasing any stagnation or excess dosha from our majja dhatu, from the nervous system. So if you've been feeling overstimulated lately, this is a great posture to help your nervous system unwind. Good. From here, go ahead and look up at the ceiling. Bring the knees up through the center. Set them down. And then shift your hips just over to the left now. Draw the knees back in. And let's just go ahead and turn all the way to the right. So just take everything over to the right. Palms are stacked. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Inhale, take the left arm up. And then exhale, roll that left shoulder open. Continue to open as you roll the head to look out towards the left. Good. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. One of my favorite things about what are we doing right now? Sort of Ardha Matsyendrasana, a spinal twist. And the mythology behind this posture is so cool because it's about this king, Matsyasan, who he got cut down at the knees, so to speak. He was being a little too arrogant, and so he got turned into a fish and they threw him into the Ganges. But from his perspective now changed, right? Now he's below everybody, looking back up at everybody in a whole new way. And so one of the things we can use our spinal twists for are to see things in a new light, to see things from a whole new perspective. So look at everything today with fresh eyes, with a new perspective. Good. Go ahead and bring the head so that you're looking back towards the ceiling, and then bring the knees back up through the center. Let's give them one more hug. Draw the chin up, take your forehead towards your knees, give yourself a nice big squeeze. Good, and then let the head come back down and take the feet up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees and take a hold of the outsides of the feet or the insides, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then gently draw the knees down for happy baby. And be a happy baby, like laugh and giggle, feel free to drool. Farting is totally cool. Let's try not to poop in our pants. Good, just have a little fun here. Good. Okay, then bring the soles of the feet together. Little reclined Baddha Konasana. Beautiful. From here, bring the knees together. Set the feet down and walk them all the way out. Good. Just shake everything out for a minute. Shake the legs out, rock your head side to side, and even take 2 breaths and flutter the lips. And settle, 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 settle. Allow your body to get stiller and stiller as we come to the end of our practice into our Shavasana. Traditionally, our yoga practice was meant to take us through a whole lifetime in one practice, so that we begin anew and that we die at the end of our practice. And dying is something that we should be practicing and talking about, because it's the for sure thing in this lifetime. So take a moment here and let everything just settle down to get very heavy. And consider releasing ties and attachments to things that keep you moving through those cycles of dislike or aversion and attraction. For today's Shavasana, I'd like you to start to imagine or see yourself lying on a grid of lights. So almost like that gridded paper we used to use in geometry. Now it's just a light grid, and you're laying on top of it. We're going to use the help of these lights to remove from us that which does not serve us, and to return to us all that does. Taking a moment to feel into the sensations of being held and supported by these lights. And then restate any intentions, calling on your highest self, healing teams, ancestors, angels, guardians, guides, whomever you connect with, that they help this process be magnified to its fullest potential. Now you can do this next part internally, or you can say it out loud. But I would like you to ask these lights to remove from you all negativity, all negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, viruses, bacteria, any patterns that do not serve you. And that this be removed from all of your bodies, from the most physical to the most subtle. Ask that all negativity, thoughts, feelings, emotions, viruses, and bacteria be removed from every plane of existence, from every dimension that you live in, first through sixth. And then ask these lights again to remove all darkness, negative energy, thoughts, feelings, emotions, viruses, and bacteria from from every lifetime, past, present, and future. Next, we want to cut all ties, cords, and attachments to people that no longer serve us or that tend to drain us. So thinking through your Rolodex, if there's been any relationships or conversations, could even be with the telemarketer guy on the phone. Cut those cords and attachments. They don't serve us. You can literally see yourself slicing through those attachment lines with a knife or cutting them with scissors or even with like a lightsaber. Now this next part I've had people be a little weary of, but I want you also now to cut all ties, cords, and attachments to your parents so that we're not affecting each other's energy or vibration in either way. It doesn't serve us to do so, and this does not mean that we're not still connected with our family or our friends or our loved ones. It just cuts those cords and attachments that don't allow us to expand fully in our lives. And you want to make sure you cut them in both directions. So there's cords going from us to our parents, and there's cords coming from our parents to us. And all should be cut. It will free things up on both sides. Take a deep breath in and a nice long breath out. Now state that you would like these healing lights to return to you all of your tools, all of your gifts, all of the things that make you unique and special, that they be returned to you on all levels of existence, from the most subtle to the most material parts of you. Ask again that all your gifts, faculties, your talents, your magic be returned to you on every realm of existence, every dimension of existence, first through sixth. One more time, asking that all of your gifts, magic, faculties, boons, all the things that make you special and great, be returned to all of your lifetimes, past, present, and future. And now please say or state, I accept and ground all of my magic to all that I am, to all that I will ever be. And so it is. Take a few moments just to rest on these healing lights. take a moment now to re-ground yourself into your physical body. So pulling all those subtle parts of you back and anchoring them to your heart and anchoring them just behind your belly button. So you're anchoring yourself into the physical body here on this beautiful planet Earth. Feeling yourself settle back into your skin. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, gently move the fingers and toes, the ankles, the wrists, and your nose. Good. And then give yourself a nice stretch in any direction or in any way that feels right for you at this time. And then bend your knees and slowly roll to your left. Keeping that fire energy active, especially during a cleanse. We can tend to snuff out our Agni when we're cleansing, so we want to support it. And then just walk back up to a seated posture. Coming back into your seat, hands resting in your lap, palms up. We're going to practice a meditation today called Sohum. And Sohum translates as I am that, or that I am. And it's a great way or a great practice to start to see ourselves in everything. I am the world and the world is me. I am that and that is me. I am that beautiful puppy on the street. That is me. I am health and well-being. That is me. Good. So to begin our Sohum meditation, first just listen for your breath. As if the breath were a beautiful mantra. Now I want you to start to follow that thread of breath. As you inhale, follow it in and down all the way back behind your belly button. And as you exhale, watch it move up and out, all the way out in front of your belly button. Inhale, draw the breath back behind the belly button. Exhale, watch it move out in front of the belly button. So nice and slow, just watching that breath move from front to back. Good. And now I want you to listen very closely. As you inhale, your breath says so. And as you exhale, the breath says hum. So. Hum. your next exhalation, please return the hands to the heart and stomach. And I encourage us all to make our transition away from this practice together with clarity, with awareness, and with an intention to move into whatever we're moving into. But that you do so, that you encounter, that you interact, that every activity you do today, you do with gusto, you do with passion, you do with love in your heart. Everything today should be met with joy. Please join me in our closing sloka. Sahanau vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, saha viryam karavavahai, tejasvina vaditamastu, ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You guys are so bright I can't even open my eyes. Thank you so much for coming. I love you all with my whole heart. Have a wonderful and joyful day. Namaste. We've been doing this yoga with these guys in Japan, and they always do the double wave. I love it. Yeah, high five. Richie was giving you high five. Peace, homies. Have a wonderful day. Bye, Brahmi. Bye, Michael. Bye, Richie. Thank you, guys.